What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In today's video, we are hopping into Superman Action Comics 1065. This is part 3 of the House of Brainiac. Now, if you haven't been keeping up with this series, I highly recommend that you check out everything that is going on with the House of Brainiac. If you haven't been keeping up, what we have learned recently is that Brainiac came to Earth. And coming to Earth, he steals a bunch of members from the Super family. But we have yet to fully understand why he is doing this. This is for Superman to team up with Lobo. Together, they're chasing down Brainiac only to be attacked by a Zarian army, a people once thought to be extinct. We now learn that Brainiac had stored away one of the cities from the planet, making Lobo not the last of his kind. So what happens when they go toe-to-toe with the main man himself? Make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so this picks us up with Brainiac and Lex Luthor. Lex has been helping out Brainiac trying to save his own skin, and Lex seems to fully understand what Brainiac is trying to get at. He is trying to create something that is going to need an immeasurable amount of power. This is why he has collected all these superpowered individuals. He means to siphon them for all of their energy and put this into his creation. While they carry on with their discussion, we are taken not far behind Brainiac's ship. Lobo and Superman teaming up together to take on the Zarians. As they are fully engulfed in battle, we see that Superman targets their motorcycles, their space hogs, because they can't fly, which means when he takes them out, they're just gonna float around in space. This is when Superman and Lobo, they take the opportunity to hightail it out of here. Not necessarily running from the fight, but just moving the playing field, moving it towards Brainiac, because they can't let Brainiac get away. Meanwhile, inside the ship, we pick up with Kara. Her and Superboy are both trying to figure out what the heck just happened to them. They were able to break out of their bottle, but apparently, they're still miniature. And so being teeny tiny, they gotta make their way around the ship without getting caught up. Knowing that they're gonna need a little bit of assistance, they go find somebody that is still big, that is regular size. The only people available is Livewire and Parasite. And Supergirl lets them know that two of the people I love have entrusted you recently. We're gonna see if you have an opportunity to continue that trust, to get everybody home and get off of this ship. This is what takes them to the armory. Brainiac being a collector, he is going to have a vast collection of weapons. And so they grab these weapons and they charge all of the Brainiacs. All the variants that find themselves here on the ship. And though they are able to do some significant damage, this ship has protocols, with tentacles coming out and grabbing hold of Supergirl. This is where we have Brainiac Prime showing up. He goes on to say that he may not be as cold-blooded as Supergirl would like to say that he is. Trying to demonstrate this, we see a city in a bottle. As this city rises up, it begins to glow. Now, of course, Supergirl thinks that this is just another city that you're going to destroy, a whole city that you want to maybe bring about in this ship, which would destroy the ship. Not fully understanding what's going on here. As they observe, we see that this is Kolu. This is the home planet to Brainiac. Because, of course, he had saved one city from his home world. Saved it before the destruction from the Omega Titans. He mentions this being a kingdom for a queen. This is where Supergirl is able to break free, using a weapon that she had grabbed from his armory. She grabs hold of Lex, and they jump, demanding Lex that is gonna have some time now to explain himself. Brainiac gives the order to collect Supergirl, and now that Lex is done, he no longer has any use. He orders for him to be executed. This is what hops us over to Hardcore Station, a place that used to be kind of a big deal. Interstellar travel, trade, rest, all that good stuff. But things went sideways when this became a criminal haven. Of course, this is Lobo's kind of town, but they are here looking for someone specific. They are here looking for the space cabbie. Because if anybody is gonna know where Brainiac may or may not be going, it's gonna be somebody who hears a lot of drunken people talk about a lot of things. What he does know is that the Zarian army has been sent down planet after planet. Any planet with powers, it has been a bloodbath, a massacre. But mid-conversation, this is where he is interrupted because the general has shown up. But the general comes with a proposition. He says that they could throw down, that Superman and Lobo would lose. They would drag him right back to Brainiac. Or they can have a discussion to make their own deal. But this isn't a deal with Superman. This is a deal with Lobo. Now, the general has visited many planets and he has heard stories about the main man. They say that he is the baddest man in all the universe. Other planets say that he's a joke. The general believes that Lobo just needs guidance. And the general isn't telling him to bend a knee. He was in Brainiac's bottle for so long, the biggest dog in the smallest yard. But the general's getting old. He is man enough to admit it's time for him to step down. But none of the individuals that are with him have the guts nor the capability to take him down, to earn their place. The general needs a successor. His gut is telling him that it is Lobo. So now he proposes the question, what do you say? Because being the main man, that's an easy job. But do you have what it takes to be the boss? And of course, he's up for the challenge. As they join hands, declaring the House of Lobo, the first order of business, Lobo has to take out the last Kryptonian. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. House of Brainiac is turning out to be one of my more favorite titles, events if you will, that is currently ongoing. I know that our DC Comics content has slowed down drastically, but Action Comics, House of Brainiac, Batman, Green Lanterns, these are all things that are doing relatively good storylines coming from DC. It's not one of those comics, Action Comics at least, Superman comics in general right now, are ones I'm actually excited to read. Now you guys know how much I do read comics. I'm reading them all the time, day in and day out, easily surpassing 1,000 comics a year. And so it's hard sometimes to maintain the love of comics when there's so many comics that lack depth, that lack meaning, that lack entertainment. But with House of Brainiac, I really am excited. I want to see where this is going to go. I've seen, little tidbits here talking about a Brainiac queen. That's going to be quite interesting to see what that is, how it plays a part in all of this, and what they're going to do about it. And it looks like we're expanding on Lobo finally. Now, relatively, he's got some good expansion over the years into his lore, into his backstory, but this seems like a little bit of a change-up, a little bit something new to throw into the mix that Lobo, I think, has needed. An opportunity for him to lead an army of his own people, to become something more than just the lone bounty hunter, the lone mercenary, an opportunity to be the boss. And the capabilities that he would have then at his hand, he could rain down destruction on any planet he chooses, or he could turn himself and his people into the saviors of the universe. Either way, I am 100% in my seat, ready to find out exactly where the House of Lobo is going to take us. But let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories, if you want to get caught up on everything going on with the House of Brainiac, with Superman comics, with Action Comics. Check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you completely caught up on everything that is going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.